Hello, welcome back. This is going to be part 2 of the Dreadful tag, and these are the prompts that I have added to the prompts that I did in part 1, which was the original prompts from the lovely Aries Witchcraft, and then I had the expanded prompts from Amethyst Ascension, and here's my super expanded prompts from Antoinette Tarot Jewellery. So this is based on, for those who haven't seen part 1, I will link below in comments, and obviously make sure you go across and see Courtney's video originating this tag. And all my prompts will be down below as well. So this is based on the Dreadful Oracle, or around the Dreadful Oracle, which Aries Witchcraft created. It's available on Make Playing Cards, and it's using the cards and prompts to create this tag, really, have some fun, and of course show off the beautiful cards in this deck. So let's get to the start. Where did my prompts begin? Let's find out. So my first additional prompt is the Pocket of Posies card with weakness. So a deck that's filled with flora, because I have a little weakness for flora and fauna. And I decided to show this one, Spirits Flowers Oracle deck from Gillian Kemp, because I couldn't think of a deck more filled with flora than one that's got it on the fronts and the backs. So it is beautifully done, lovely guidebook, and plenty of plants that are linked to the area within which I personally live. So I have a few decks with flora and fauna in them, but this one just felt like the most flora-esque. And of course, any of these decks is going to have multiple plants that I love, but this one holds many that often grow in my garden. So I couldn't think of a better deck to pull for this one. And I currently have a beautiful bouquet of sunflowers in my front room. I do love them. In case you hadn't noticed, so for those of you who interact with me on a regular basis, you will notice a sunflower is a big part of my interaction, because the flower always faces the sun. We turn to face the sun to get our nourishment, and I do love poppies as well. Yeah, so this is my deck filled with flora. What's yours? Because there's some corkers out there. I mean, people that I see showing off their floral decks, I'm always like, oh, dribbling, but then it's, how many can I have that aren't doing the same thing, just in a different art style? I try, believe it or not, I try to be different, but yeah, sometimes you can't help yourself. But if it is a repetition of the same thing with the energy and the messages, I do have to kind of question myself then. Do I really need it? Or do I just want it? So prompt number 2, the Keeper deck. A deck you are bonded with and will never get rid of. Now, I showed this in part 1, so I am going to show it again in part 2 because it's only fair, because it's true. Do you know what it is? Now, some may refer to this as their soul deck. Others may just refer to it as the first deck they ever had that they can never part with. I will refer to this as the first deck that I worked with and learnt to work with and have totally fallen in love with. It's going to be the Deviant Moon. I have both versions. I have 3 versions. I have these 2, and I also have a bordered version in the Witches wrap from the Etsy shop, so I paid extra for the drawing. So because I first learnt to read with this deck, it's the one I learnt how to tarot with, and it mirrors me, it reflects me. It is my sarcastic self in the deck. It's perfect. It's not scary. It's got these really quirky characters in them. They don't depict people on purpose, which is what I love about it. I think the most, that's probably the thing I love the most about it. So it could be absolutely anyone in humanity. And it just brings out like the sides. And I like the way the spaces are split. You have like 2 sides. Everyone has 2 sides to them, 2 sides to every coin. And this is why I love this deck so much. The images, the artwork, they kind of, they speak to me. These aren't dark images to me. These are images for everyday use. This is an everyday deck. This isn't it's only for Halloween. I might use that for some shadow work. That's not what this deck is to me. This is a general reader deck. I will read your tarot with this deck. Because at the end of the day, it's about you getting a good reading from me, not whether you like the images I'm showing you, right? But this is one of the decks I will not hesitate to use if I'm kind of stuck. I'll pull this out, or the Triomphe Marseille edition, Pip edition, I will definitely pull out to do. And I guess you probably want to see a little bit in the Paradoxical deck. So same images, reversed, kind of like negative format. So I know we went past that card while we were in there. And we definitely saw that one. And we definitely saw that one. And I'm pretty sure we went past him. So hopefully that gives you an idea of what's different about the two decks. Although I was looking at my spare backup for this one the other day, thinking maybe I should release it into the wilds. Because I don't use this one very often, and because it doesn't get used very often, it's not got much wear on it. So I'm like, I'm probably never going to wear it out in its lifetime. So there you go. That is my keeper deck. It has the knowledge and speaks to me. Prompt. Next prompt. The Haunted Steed. A deck that gives you chills when you read with it. Let me think. Okay, this one doesn't really give me chills when I read with it, but the artwork sort of, I suppose, gives me chills for its brilliance, is perhaps how I'm doing this one. I'm tagging, I haven't got a deck. It is a Dominic Murphy deck, The Secret Tarot. I think it's out of print. His website doesn't seem to have many on it anymore, so I'm not sure if he's closing down or what's happening, which is sad. I have, I think, 4 of his decks, maybe. So it's in order, but the artwork, I mean, oh my gosh. Look at this, Magician. This is just gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. Look at that, Lovers. Oh, that's a good Lovers for prompt 1. Didn't think of that one. I love the Hermit's Cape. And that Death card. Devil's not quite as freaky as many devils in many other cards. I love the Tower. Look at this star. And the moon is so intricate. It kind of has the Guardian Tarot vibes to it, in a way. There's our Judgment. Isn't that different for Judgment? The moon and the world. And you'll notice the numbers are completely different at the top when you go through. But yeah, so this one, the artwork just, I think it just gives me like pause, right? I definitely pause looking at these. I haven't attempted to draw any of these yet. It hasn't quite got me there, but I just, yeah. Look at it. Amazing. I mean, how do you even come up with these off the top of your head and start putting them on paper? It takes me all the way back to the art classes, right? When we used to do 3D art and had to create some really weird and wonderful pictures and abstract drawings, and taking a normal object and putting it in a non-normal environment. So this one, look at that. I mean, yeah, okay. I could just pull out all the decks and show you for this one, but we'll stop there. The Martyr deck, the deck that makes me feel judged. Okay, I'm going with a US Games Mass Market, the Babs Tin deck. My guidebook. So this one, when I say it makes me feel judged, this one can be just as dry and sarcastic in its answers as the Deviant Moon. And I guess as people feel judged by me sometimes with the way that I straight talk them, I'll take the straight talking as a form of judgment. And therefore, if this is going to straight talk me and be sarcastic, it's judging me. So I'm going to say this one sometimes makes me feel judged, called out. Any deck has the ability to do that, but this is maybe one of the ones that not only myself, but I'm well aware that there are many other fans of this deck who have the same feeling. They feel that this one is their biggest critic. I wouldn't say that's the case. I wouldn't say it's my biggest critic at all. I don't personify my decks that badly, but you know, the fact that it is able to sarcasm back the question at me when I ask the question, it gives me the same question. It doesn't reframe the question, it just gives me the same question. Like when I talked about how can I improve my relationship with, you know, X situation, the Deviant Moon will give me the relationship card and the Two of Cups. And it's like, okay, brilliant. This will do the same thing. So this is my Martyr deck. That's why I'm choosing to use this one as my Feeling Judged. And it's full of so many gorgeous characters and depictions, and completely different to the other decks. So here we go, the Beggar deck. A deck you need to spend more time with to understand it better. So do you have one in your collection that just needs that little bit more time? Or any of those decks in your collection that just need that little bit more time? This is the prompt for you. Okay, one in my collection that I hardly ever pull out, and it's a shame, it's Tower of Echoes. This is the indie version from Anaturian. I have edged in this bluey colour. Beautiful, very much like the Bonestone and Earthflesh deck. Can't wait for the mass market edition of that to come out so I can compare those two, maybe even alongside this one. But this is just a beautiful deck. I do need to spend more time with it. It's not because I don't understand it, it's just honestly, I think it's because it ended up at the back of the shelves, three back in the deep depths of the tarot, and I forget it's back there. I think that's the only answer I have for the reason why. There is no other specific reason. It's not one that I need to have time to learn and deep dive with. It's just it's back there because I forgot. That's shocking. Oh, I feel quite ashamed. That tells me that my shelves need a desperate rearrange. I probably am at the point where I need some like height to the back shelves of their short decks so I can see them. That's the only reason this one's been overlooked. So this is my Beggar deck. What's yours? Now then, the Fae Folk. Show me your other beings deck. So I've put other beings, so it could be anything. Okay, this doesn't have to be just limited to fairies, because I do understand that not everyone believes in fairies. However, I have recently come to the conclusion that Fae could be other beings. So more than just. Do I have a deck for other beings is the question. So I do. We're going to do Tarot of the Angels, and forgive the beep in the background. It's not the fire alarms, it's my on-call beep that's gone off. So please do not adjust your sets when you hear it go again. So I'm going to do the Tarot of Angels. I'm going to call the angels the other beings. I feel that they are. I don't feel that they are necessarily religious, but I do feel that they are something. They are some form of other being. I'm starting to feel that there may be some connection between these and what we call Fae Folk and all the other names that come in for Fae Folk. I'm starting to feel that they could be much one and the same sort of thing, much like universal energy, one God, one love, one... Somebody finished a sentence off for me, but you get what I mean. So this is what I'm going to go with for that. Just other beings. And I could have also used, I'm sure, Fallen Angels Oracle Tarot for this as well. Or many of the other Fallen Angels kind of oracles that I have. Moving swiftly on, a bloom. The deck that has your favourite flower in it. Now, this doesn't have to be your most favourite flower ever in the garden. It could just be your favourite flower as it's depicted. I'm just kind of I've just quickly pulled this one because it sat next to me, the Language of Flowers. And basically what I'm doing is I'm just trying to see if this one has my favourite flower in it. I'm not sure. Yes, there we are. So it has peony. So that's one of my favourite flowers. Camellias I love. Forget-me-nots I love. Anemones I love. I mean, there's not many that I don't love. There you go. That's my bleep. Sunflowers are definitely a favourite. So we could call that one. I'm thinking a yellow rose is actually what I'm thinking. And I'm not sure if I have a deck with a yellow rose specifically in it. I've gone through all of those, but sunflower is a good second. So in this deck, it stands for assertiveness, rising up, standing strong and true. For me, it's more a flower of joy, happiness, growth, the season of the summer, the season of expansion, creativity, health, vibrancy. I think it's more what I feel is a sunflower to me. So there we go. There is a deck that has a favourite flower in it. The Warrior deck, a deck that helped you improve your understanding of the Devil and Tower cards specifically, okay, because I'm aware that those are classed as scary cards. And do you have a deck where it turned the depictions on their heads and helped you to understand them in a better light? Is my question. Okay, so here for this one, it is the Everyday Witch, which was a very early deck in my collection. I don't know, maybe the 4th deck or something after I had the Deviant Moon. And the Devil card specifically, this picture here, helped me to change the way I saw the Devil card. So this one brought me the temptation. It really brought into light the person that brings things to tempt you into or goad you into things. Are you tempted by riches or are you tempted by things? Is it wealth? And the fact that we have the 2 cats here, kind of, it's almost like they're putting their paws on them to say, no, 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 stay. But this person's like, yes, ha, 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 come with me and I promise you the world. So this one gave me that feeling of it's not just doom and gloom when you see the Devil card. So it's one of my first kind of like aha moments with the Devil. So that's this one. And there is like a sinister feeling about this. You've got like the volcano puffing smoke about to explode as well. So it just shows this little pressure cooker of something going on here. And you can almost see by their faces as well. And the menace there on that person, like so happy that they're going to tempt you away to do something you shouldn't. And then with the Tower card, it's this one. So we have the cat hiding under the bushel. We have the top of the tower has come down and we can see it's all smoking. But she's got this little wry smile on her face and she's got sparks coming out of her wand. This gave me the impression that she's done this. She has collapsed her own tower. So she's ready to rebuild or build something new. And it's at her choice, at her will. It's not at the cause of this, although this might have got them to this point. But this isn't what's caused it. This is this person's choice. They have chosen, they have made their choice. They have chosen, to, even if it wasn't what they wanted to do, but they have chosen to follow and do the advice that's kind of there or what they need to do next. So they're taking the next steps for what they need to do. And this is my Tower card. And that is the 2 cards that changed, or the deck that changed my perception. Many cards actually in this deck helped me to understand different ways of reading. And I think it's the same for quite a few people, like, for instance, the Judgment card in this one, marching to the beat of your own trumpet, being your own Pied Piper. Temperance in here gave me that real understanding of balance and calm, like inner rather than outer, which I'm not going to find now, am I? And the joy of the Knight of Cups, the playfulness of it, that really came through this with the dolphin below and all the little hearts and bubbles coming out of the cup. So that is what I'll call my Warrior deck that helped me to understand those better. I got braver. The Magistrate deck. A deck that shows a Justice card with a variant from the RWS. So let's take a look. I'm going to pull this deck off the shelf. I'm pretty sure that this one has. Just got to find it. Bear with me. I can see the image in my head, but I'm not going to find it, am I? It's going to be the last card in it. Yeah, you know when it's always the last card in the deck? Oh, when I was looking for the Lovers card for the last deck, this is a card I had in mind, but it's not. That's the Devil card, right? It's called Pan. But I thought that was the image was the Lovers card, but that's just a For those that watched that one, you'll understand why. Here we go, Justice. This one, completely different. So you have your Fae being balancing on what looks like or feels like a dragonfly, and we have the dark and light, the moon, the yin, the yang. It just has all of that about it with the balance, the scale, the weight. If you're not balanced perfectly, you're going to fall. And in order to enter the symbolic area that she needs to get to, she has to have complete balance within her outer world and inner world, and being true to herself. So that has that difference of justice. So that's my different justice card for you. The Holy Men, a deck that gives your favourite affirmations. I think I have one that you haven't seen. Okay, dry humour can be one of my favourite affirmations, so I'm going to pull the Mood deck. Now this is unusual. It's an RWS, but bear with me. So this is your Page of Pentacles, yes? Is this an opportunity? Is this really an opportunity? I think this is brilliant. Did I leave the oven on? I think if you use these can be some affirmations, sayings, whatever you want to do. Time to eat your karma cookies while you didn't make with poisons. Oh, look, another rabbit hole. Retreat to yourself. I think this is brilliant. I managed to buy this one off a fellow tarot tuber. So I'm very pleased to have this one. But it's great. I just love these sayings on here. It is about as sarcastic as it gets. For me, rivals the not safe for work sassy dragons. I mean, I can't say a lot of what's on here. Let's go get that. It's hilarious. It really is. It makes me chuckle so much. Anyways, that's my not so holy men deck with some of my favourite chucklesome sayings. So a deck that offers you comfort and support when you feel vulnerable. A deck that offers comfort and support when I feel vulnerable. I'm going to be honest, I don't pull a deck when I'm feeling vulnerable, so I don't have one. I would pull the Deviant Moon. Not necessarily for comfort and support, but for some straight talking to tell me to, buck up and sort my out. So I don't have one for this, but please, by all means, drop into comments what you would use, or in your VR, let me know. And the Mysterious Lady, a deck that completely is not your vibe, but somehow it works. Well, that's one. What else is not really my vibe, but works? That's hard, isn't it? I've given myself a really stupid question because I'm not quite sure why I would ask myself that question anyways, because most things are my vibe. Not my vibe, but works. I tell you what, let's just pull a random from the other cupboard over here as you hear me reaching across everyone. Let's just pull out the Housewives Tarot. Why is it not my vibe but completely works? I'm not a housewife. I mean, yes, I have a home and I keep it nice, but only within the limitations of my being. So I'm just going to pull the Housewives Tarot for this because it's based on everything I'm not. But this deck works for me. It does have sarcasm in it, however. So yeah, I am sarcastic. But it has, the typical prettified, well-turned-out wife, keeping the home nice, keeping food on the table, baking and cleaning and all the things, keeping the husband happy, being a servant. But yeah, it does work. This works very well. Brilliant sarcastic deck. Love it. I mean, look at that for a devil card. Let them eat cake. So this is my Mysterious Lady deck, the one that's sort of not my vibe. I mean, I guess it is my vibe, isn't it? I would say probably if I pulled an RWS deck, that's not my vibe, right? And when I say that, I mean like these standard old Pixies art type decks. And because there isn't a single one to hand, I can't pull one other than the fact that I've just pulled the mood, but that's not quite, is it? That's something else again. So there we are. That is it. That is the end of my prompts. Right. Let me know if you do these. Please do tag me so I can find you, because YouTube's playing all sorts of silly beggars with me at the moment and not showing me people's videos. So please do tag. Let me see what you come up with for the prompts I've created for part 2. And make sure you tag Courtney as well, so she gets to see what you've come up with what I've created with her deck. And I will see you in the next one. Take care. Bye-bye.